Oh, hello, hello, hello. So we are back again today with the grand finals of the 2v2 ClickClack tournament. We still have a few minutes before the game actually starts. Um, of course, the competitors are already in there, and I am joined by Nano from Team Nano Snack.
Hello, it's me, Nano, from Nanosnack.
It's him, Nano, from Nanosnack. Uh, I hope that his audio is evenly balanced. Hi, Tree Circle. Hope you're doing well. Why? Hang on. Why is
Wait,
my?
let me see. Can I hear myself? Can I hear myself? Yes, I can. Alright, we're all good.
Let's
Sorry, I
go.
just had to double check that because I think your audio is getting a little, crackly for me, but not actually on the stream.
It's probably crackly on this stream. You know what? No, I can't really close out of that. Why? I can close out of this. Hang on. Why is this crackly though? This
I think
should not be crackly.
we need to freeze the process.
Wait. Oh,
Is it
hang on.
crackly on?
I got it. Sorry about that, everyone.
Oh,
My stream was auto-playing. Oops.
there we go. That would do it.
Wasting unnecessary resources. Unfortunately, I was just telling Nina before this, I am running on a 14-year-old computer. So streaming this already is not the easiest, and it is making Riichi City audio go very, very, very crackly at times. So I apologize for that. But something to mention going into today, because the two little dragons are coming in from the winner's bracket and the apothecary are coming in from the loser's bracket, they are going to have a difference in starting points. The little two dragons each go plus 6,000 at the start, and the apothecary are both minus 6,000 at the start. So we're gonna see how that's gonna affect things.
I mean, I expect to see a really strong showing from Girl and Bun Pup. The members of the Apothecary, they are very, very strong players, actually relatively used to the 2v2 format. And Ivaki and Mandy Dax, not sure what to expect, but hey, if they can maintain their lead, then they're going into this, pretty heavy advantage. Just kind of got to play a little safer than usual.
You actually only told me last night that Gengirl and Bunpup have experience with 2v2. I had zero idea of that going into this. I do know that
Oh,
Ivaki
I don't.
Hmm.
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. I was just gonna say, I do know that Ivaki has 2v2 experience. Mandy, I don't think does. Everyone, most everyone in this tournament has just been figuring it out on the fly.
Yeah, no, I mean, not like formal 2v2 format, just like, like we are all friends. I know that we all play together quite a lot. So in that sense, it's like a sort of learning each other's quirks, learning how to play with another person like that.
Makes sense, makes sense. That can definitely add a lot to this.
When you really hit that high sync rate with somebody, then the tiles just kind of start flying in, and it feels like the coolest thing in the universe.
No, absolutely. Also, it looks like our match is just about to start. We got 10 seconds left here. 3,
all right,
2,
final countdown.
1.
Let's get it.
Take a look here. Bunpup starting as dealer. Let me go ahead, show hands. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of group setups here in Bunpup's hand. None of them look too terribly strong. 3 pairs though, so we could see what happens with that. And that 6-7's looking nice as well. Mandy, I like the 4-5-6-8. Of course, you can do a lot with that. I was gonna say I was surprised to see the 2-mon drop from her, but at the same time, everything else in her hand I'm just looking at now is also looking very, very strong, so that makes a lot of sense. Gengirl with the wareme mark. Wareme again. Sorry, wareme again. Times 2 points for both winning and losing. So she is both she is a high risk, high reward right now. Let's take a look here at Ivaki. I'm seeing a lot of stranded honors there. That's not looking great. She could maybe be going for, well, I was thinking maybe like a half flush, but then the 5-pin discard would make sense. And again, you still gotta actually get at least pairs of all of those honors if you want that to work.
That was a very interesting 5-pin drop from Bun. I personally would have incorporated that into that shape, but maybe I guess we're going toward Chitoy?
Chitoy are all triplets. Bun Pop has been surprising me a lot this tournament. I've been seeing like a lot of big plays, a lot of like all triplets where there don't need to be, but just like going for it for maximum points.
There is something to be said for playing for hands that you personally enjoy. And you know what? Lots of triplets of the same tile certainly is a pretty hand.
Absolutely is. Also, hi Ren.
But
hi
will
Rain.
we take the spoon?
Hope you two are doing great. Ooh, yeah, no, this is definitely looking like Chitoy for Bun Pup. Because E's Shanten right now, just waiting for the 7-mon, the 6-pen, or the 8-so.
Okay, yep, it's definitely Chitoy. Ivaki's still looking highly unfortunate with all of those terminals. This might just be Fold City.
Well, hang on, actually, with all those terminals, you know what else it could be? It probably won't happen, still 5 away, but I think I can at least see what Ivaki is trying to do here.
I can see a ghost of a hedge there. There's a universe where 5 perfect draws exist.
Ooh, that's gonna be a Tempai for Bun Pup. Is she gonna Riichi? And she does, waiting on 6-pin. 2 of those are in Mandy's hand. 1 could come out if she wants to make that a sequence. And in fact, I think that is more likely than not. Well, never mind. Never mind. Immediately drops the 7-pin. Ooh. Gengirl picking up the dangerous 6-pin though. Keeps it. I guess, well, I say ooh as if that would be like a big issue. It wouldn't really be a big issue if Gengirl dealt in too much. It would more just like, if Gengirl deals in, there wouldn't be a change in the team's points overall, like at all. However, it would drop Gengirl down in points, maybe to a place where she won't want to be in the future, because that could easily knock her out, especially with wareme as a rule. Oh, there comes the 6. And okay, Bun Pop does take it. Doesn't want to risk going into Furry 10, just wants to extend the dealership. It's not a big hand. Well, again, this is going to have wareme, but it's still not like massive or anything. So Gengirl still has plenty of buffer from busting. I should also mention that as the grand finals, this is going to be a West game rather than a South. Whenever All Last appears, it is actually a very fake All Last. It is just a, the game is set as a South game with a very, very, very high amount of necessary points to move forward. I gotta see what's, okay.
Well,
I mostly wanted to
does
just
maintain
like, look
that
at Discord
dealer.
and check pause requests in case there was an issue there.
Good point.
Ooh, and Gengirl again has the wareme mark, but also I've seen a lot of pins there. That could be an epic of 1, 2, 3. If she really, really wants value, there is a world in which that can become a flush. But I think that 1, 1, 3 shape is too strong for Gengirl to really be discarding that. There is also, I was gonna say a world that Bun Pup can get some dragons here. What were you gonna say?
I feel like for only 4 tiles, the flush is too tempting here.
I mean, that's fair.
I think she might go for that.
Ooh, it picks up the 7-pin. Probably drop the 5-so here. No, okay. Drops the 1 pin.
Oh?
So I don't think this is going to be a flush at this point. Unless that 1 pin is more just like bait. Which I don't think it would be. Bunpup is in Tempai, waiting on 2 pin, 5 pin. This is going to be a...
Very fast.
Yeah, very fast Tempai. 3 Han, it's not bad. Especially, again, as dealer. What's going on in Ivaki's hand over here? We have Para West, Para 3s, Dora, a 4, 5, 6. We have, like, a lot of... for the Montiles, we have, like, some sequence setups. I don't like that they both share the 7 mon. Ooh, both of the Apothecary are in Tempai.
Very spooky. Oh my goodness. The potential double roam? Imagine.
Well, no, there's not going to be a double roam because remember with this tournament we do have head bump on. So if the 2 pin discards, we're going to have to see which one of these two actually gets it. They would probably want Gengirl to get this with Riichi, Ipeko, and also, you know, just the wareme. Also, you know, that's also a pure straight as well. That's going to be a very high value hand if she can manage it. Ooh, there's a winning tile. It probably won't come out though. 5 pin is going to be looking too dangerous. Yeah,
yep.
No.
Good dodge, good dodge.
Tumon comes out, makes sense. Again, there's... It just doesn't really work at all with Mandy's hand. And looking at that hand, she's really going to need the 3-so at some point, it looks like.
That one?
That one, yes.
Unfortunate.
But that's mahjong sometimes. Gengirl seems disappointed that she can't find her tile this quickly.
They're digging through the wall. That tile is coming up somewhere real quick.
Surely. Hang on, because we have 4 or 5 pins in hand that all seem not necessarily... Well, oh, hang on. Mandy could drop her 5 pin, especially now that she dropped the 7. Oh, hang on. Bunpup just draws it.
Or we just draw it.
Retains the dealership. So again, it's a solid 3 Han hand. Always happy to see that. Yeah, 12,000 points.
There it is.
Ish.
Really dominating the table here. Maintaining dealership still.
Yeah. Let me go ahead fix scores real quick. That is... 76,000. And then we have 84,000 for 2 little dragons. So already the Apothecary is very close to... They've almost negated the detriment of coming in from the loser's bracket. Losing in that Hanemon... that Hanemon detriment. The down 12,000 points. They're almost past that.
Unfortunately, like I said at the beginning, they are to be feared. They are playing from behind like champs, and they are aiming to take this thing.
Absolutely. And Tree Circle in chat is asking a good question. If Gengirl gets I can't talk right now. If Gengirl gets Tobied, does Apothecary win? And no, at least not for right now, just because they are currently below. They are at 76,000. However, if they can raise that above 2 little dragons and then Gengirl gets knocked down, then that would still count as a win. So in some situations, it can be advantageous to just up and murder your teammate. Hello.
Hello.
Somebody say Riichi mahjong?
Yeah.
I said Riichi mahjong. What's up?
Everybody
crazy.
say hello to Bonzi from Baby Hands.
Hi, I'm Bonzi from Baby Hands. I got exploded yesterday.
Hi, Bonzi from Baby Hands.
You know a lot about your teammate murdering you.
Sure fucking do. What's going on here?
Hey, we got games. We got mahjong.
We do got mahjong.
Yeah.
I'm also seeing. I haven't been paying too much attention. Wait, actually, hang on. I haven't been paying too much attention to this round specifically yet, because I mostly just started talking about scores and then looking at chat. First off, Gengirl, 3 rounds in a row, keeping the wareme mark. What's going on there? That's insane.
Crazy, yeah.
On top of that,
Game's
I'm
bugged.
seeing the pair of double easts for Bun Pup, so that's extremely good. You know that she's incredibly happy with that.
And Ivaki has 2 Haku.
I mean, she does have 2
Yup.
Haku, like, and also definitely going for a Honitsu as well. That could be very, very valuable hand.
God, I love
Possibly,
being great.
possibly even a cheat toy, because we have 4 pairs in there. The white dragons, the 9s, the 5s, the 3s. That could be extremely valuable with the right tiles.
Got a Tenpai on the board.
We do. Mandy waiting on the
Will it
Dora.
cut one of these short?
Tanya Dora 2 is nothing to sneeze at, especially if she can manage to get it from Gengirl, who is going for a Honitsu, so if she draws the 2-pin, she would have a reason to discard it.
This is an easy pawn, yep.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
absolutely.
The double pawn Tenpai over here for Bun Pup. Yep.
Unfortunately, only one of those will actually get her into... well, one of them will actually win it for her. However,
Yes.
it's more likely that the East is going to come out than the A, frankly. 2 are still in the wall. Nobody really has a use for a single East at this point. 1-8-so is in Ivaki's hand and looks like it's pretty... Well, hang on. We might see it discarded here. It won't matter. It would just be like temporary furry 10 if it did. No, okay.
I had to briefly reacclimate myself to this terrifying, aggressive style that Bun Pup has.
Mm-hmm.
Said with
Ooh.
love, because shit like this happens.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. Bun Pup has been absolutely incredible to watch so far. Also, no,
Yeah,
Rita,
like,
I'm not affiliate yet. Or if you're asking Bonzi, I don't know.
I
I've
am
not been
also not
trying.
affiliate, but I don't want to be affiliate. I have my reasons. So I
Understandable.
comment. I at first I was kind of deriding Bun Pup's playstyle because it seemed a little bit like Bun Pup just straight up didn't know what they were doing with certain hands, and I'm still not entirely dissuaded of that. I apologize, Bun Pup, if you watch the VOD later. I swear it's set out of love. However, there was an angle to this style of play which I had not considered, which is fucking terrifying.
It absolutely
If you assume that the person that is making a ton of calls has a hand that they're building towards, you're absolutely going to play around that, and that has a chilling effect on the rest of the table. Like it has a very serious reduction rate in how aggressive your opponents are going to play if you're calling, even if you don't necessarily have valid hands that you're putting together.
And also,
And
something
it's
it also
working
mentioned
out.
is that, like, with the 2v2 format, putting that pressure out there could absolutely help your teammate as well.
Oh, I love Honitsu. Look at that. She just needs 3 more tiles. Wait, yeah, no, sorry, 2 more even.
Yep.
Yeah, if she can draw like a 6-mon and a 3-mon or something, then she would be in Tenpai. Yeah, of course, many
Like
other
that.
tiles than that, but ooh, yeah, if she wants it. Probably just
That that does help. That advances the hand. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely take that. Go for that Honitsu. This is the, what is this, the 3rd dealership in a row for Bun Pup? We have also
Yep,
now
this is number 3.
seen the wareme mark move off of Gengirl and over to Ivaki.
There we go. It turns 90 degrees. We're good now.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say, you
Alright.
probably want the Riichi here. It's not going to be a very strong hand, it's just Riichi Nomi. But any Riichi with the wareme mark is again at least going to put a ton of pressure on your opponents. We'll see if the 3-mon comes out for her.
Yep. And for Bun Pup, 1 Manzu is trapped in Ivaki's hand. That's not coming down. Gengirl, you know,
Yes.
My-
Yes, actually.
my team deal.
This,
Oh?
that was the best move that could have been
Okay.
taken. That was the best move that could have been taken, and Bun doesn't know it.
Wow.
Two of the other one mon were like blocked up, so I really felt like it was not going to come out, except it just did. But you know what? That's that hindsight 50-50 and all that.
Hindsight is 50-50. That is true.
What does worry me a little bit is that right now Gengirl is the one most likely to drop that 9mon.
Yeah.
She would currently would she actually? No. Well,
Mm,
am I being dumb? No, she would not survive. She would barely go under because of the 3 Honba on the table. Right now, this is a Hanemon.
and a stick.
Yeah, well, I mean, the stick is, of
so
course,
that
from
means-
Ibaki, so that wouldn't affect
So
Gengirl.
Gengirl, yeah, Gengirl, wouldn't Gengirl want to deal into this?
They're just very slightly below.
Yes. Well,
Still,
actually,
right?
hang
No.
on. With the Riichi stick, they would be tied.
Shut up.
It would be 80,000 to
No,
80,000.
no way.
Yeah, right now
No
it's
way.
81,000 to 79,000. With the Riichi from Ibaki on the table,
You
it would be
you
80,
have the chance to
80.
do the funniest thing right now.
So what happens?
Please.
If Gengirl deals in right now, do y'all just restart?
I guess. Listen, I
Well-
don't know. I'm making this shit up as I go. Okay, I'm glad we don't have
We
to see
avoided
it.
the worst case scenario. There we go.
It would have been funny as hell, but yeah, I probably would just explain it back.
given how cursed this tournament has been so far, I wouldn't have been surprised, honestly.
Oh, this tournament's been incredible. So yeah, no, I wouldn't have been surprised either. We've seen ridiculous plays. We do finally see dealership change, and the dealer now also has wareme. That is a terrifying combination.
This is a West game, by the way. Just want
Yes.
to get that one out there.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, this is a West game. Whenever this says that South 4 is all last, that is lying. I set the minimum limit to 1 million. So this is absolutely extending into West, but it will never
So
extend
not
into
the
North.
most achievable point total in this game.
Yeah, no, it's
I mean,
just a
you
little,
know, You hit 2 Tenhos, you're wareme, you might be chilling.
just get dealer 6 Tapayakumon. That won't do it, actually. Well, with wareme shit, maybe. I don't actually
With
know how to
Wareme.
tell
Double
you that.
dealer. Let me not think about large numbers. Hello.
Oh, hang on. Mandy dropping the pair of Souths that she had just picked up the second one. Maybe she clicked too fast. Could have easily
When
been
that happens.
planning to drop the first South and just click too fast, drop the second.
I literally just played a game actually with Reem in chat where I misclicked and discarded a tile that I didn't mean to. I discarded a 2 so when I meant to discard a 5, so I felt like a fucking idiot. Well, I think you send it.
Absolutely. Riichi on the White Dragon. It looks great from Bunpup's point of view.
Yeah, right.
But those are definitely not going to be leaving Mandy's hand. And if Mandy ends up just drawing the third, that's going to lock Bunpup out. Of course, that's a 1 in 4 chance. Actually less than that technically because there is the dead wall. But we'll see who ends up getting it, if anyone. Also, apologies if anyone heard a Discord ping a minute ago. I am going on Do Not Disturb right now.
So that's what I heard.
That's what you heard.
That's how Discord calls work. Y'all read Peking Duck?
Nah. Surprisingly. Hello, Ivaki. Sneaky Tenpai.
Also, if not.
That'll only work on one end.
Yeah, but you know, with no Riichi, like, there's not too big of an issue with that. Unless, you know, I guess there is drawing the 9 yourself. That is actually a big issue. Never mind. I immediately take back what I was saying.
Actually, wait. None of the 6 so leave anyone's hands, unfortunately.
Not
I don't think so.
currently, but of course, they don't have to leave the hands from right now. Mandy could draw one. Ivaki could just draw it herself. Bunpup could draw one.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything, so it just comes out anyway. We've got temporary Furi 10. Does it come out now? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, temporary Furry 10, generally not too big of an issue. We did see it play a big role in one game yesterday, but typically it's not too big of an issue.
There are just some cases where, I don't know, someone picks up on that and they're just, oh, hey, well, there's
yeah,
that
Mandy
tofu.
draws the last right. She's not dropping that, so Bunpup is gonna be locked out of winning this one. I mean, unless she like really looks at those as safety, which they're currently anything but, as we could see from our perspective.
Sure.
But I don't think that she would be getting rid of this Tempai, especially as dealer with the wareme.
No. Absolutely not.
What comes out of Gengirl's hand? Do you still fight for this?
Man, that's a tough. Yeah, I was actually thinking maybe
no.
the 1-so.
Ooh, Ivaki does draw the 6-so.
Well, bam.
Well, bam, I guess.
Hello, Zaftycat. How are you? Hope you're doing well today.
Oh yeah, gay furries in jail is absolutely a real thing.
So now we see Gengirl as the dealer and Bunpup as the wareme. The tables have turned from the first 3 rounds. And Gengirl...
I don't know, the wareme marker.
Say again?
The wareme marker is really favoring the apothecary today.
It seems like it, yeah. And seeing the 3-door in Gengirl's hand, that's very exciting. I don't think any of those are going to be discarded. This hand, if it can get to Tempai, this one's going to be big. See what she can do with it. I should fix scores real quickly. So let me do that. That's going to be 71,200 for the apothecary right now. Something else to talk about with the 2v2 format is that currently the teammates are across from each other. It's always interesting to see who ends up in what positions, because if a teammate is right next to another, then they can feed each other tiles with, like, you know, being able to say, okay, I'm looking at your discards, I think you might need this 5-so or something, drop it so the other player can call chi. You can't quite do that so easily across from each other. You can maybe do that with Pwn, but it's not the easiest. Not as easy as it is for chi.
Yeah, definitely a little bit nerfed here, because I remember one of my first games I played, the first day of the tournament, me and Natiko ended up like across from each other. There was like nothing we could do. We were just kind of getting destroyed.
That just happens sometimes. It looks like Gengirl is going for an all symbols hand here. Just looking for a way to be able to keep her 3-Dora. I imagine probably going to be opening up if she gets the chance.
It's also pretty fun. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Bunpup also seeming going for Tanyao and 2-Dora, which with the wareme, of course, she's going to be very happy with that as well. What were you about to say?
Just that it's really fun when you're in a situation where you desperately need to deal into your teammates. You're playing like anti-Genbutsu, just choosing the most dangerous tiles you have. You're like, okay, they called Riichi on the 4-pin zoo. I should discard the 5-pin zoo. Like that kind of shit.
You're just looking at your partner like,
to move forward, or alternatively, you might want to bust in some situations.
And sometimes you don't in others.
Absolutely. Speaking of
absolutely,
Gengirl right now, less than 7,000 points, and the apothecary is currently below the average, so she does have to worry about busting right this second. We'll see if she can manage to get a few more points as a buffer and to be able to catch back up with 2 little dragons. We'll see if Bunpup can maybe steal some points and then knock Gengirl out. We'll see what happens with all that. Because there are a lot of ways this could go.
I think that was a situation where unfortunately she really had to open that hand. It's getting to 3rd row. The hand is shaping up kinda, but you know, you just kind of really gotta lock something in.
Oh,
and she does manage to hit Tempai here.
All right, let's go.
And again, I was thinking just a
Oh
minute
my
ago that she was gonna
goodness.
have
What?
Ooh.
You know
No
what?
way.
I think
Yeah,
she takes
you've had
that,
it too
yeah.
good, too long. Give me back some of my blood.
Absolutely. It
All right.
gives herself more of a buffer from
Obviously-
being knocked out.
Absolutely. Obviously not a net point gain, but this is gonna be a pretty hefty amount of point trading going in that
Yeah.
direction. Gonna make this a lot more stable.
4,000. Now we are back on an even playing field
Yeah,
all
now we're
around.
We don't have
Now
to
we
worry
have
about busting
mahjong.
just yet, unless somebody hits with like a
Mhm.
Baimon or something, but the chances of that are pretty low. I'm sorry, Paul.
Yeah, that'd be crazy
That'd be crazy.
if that happened. If the Wareme player got a Baimon sumo and blew up the whole table, including me, that'd be.
That'd be a little silly, wouldn't it?
I can leave.
No, you're fine. Stay.
I can tell when I'm not wanted.
No.
Bud Pop already has a ball in hand, by the way.
Absolutely. I was just getting ready to mention that. It can vary, like, if she can find something around the, like, 2-so and 5-so hanging around there, she is thrilled. Let's take a look at Ivaki's hand with the wareme. 2 Dora with the wareme is, that's something, that's strong. See what they can manage to do with that. I imagine probably 8-pin going at some point, or 8-mon going at some point, but we'll see what they end up drawing. Mandy.
I don't know. This seems like a chance,
What?
and they're gonna have to take it.
Ooh, hang
What's
on.
that?
What is Bump Up doing? Is Bump Up trying to use the 2s as a pair? Is she trying
I
to go for something silly like she always does? Oh,
Wait.
all simple?
What?
Okay.
The tiles just flow. Like,
Let the tiles flow.
I never.
Don't fuck with the flow. You know what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
I never really
Yeah, that's
quite
another
know what
one.
Bump Up's
She
gonna
does-
do, and she has been keeping me on.
She
the
does
edge
something
of my
that
seat
seems
this whole time.
She does something that seems counterintuitive, and then it works out exactly the way it needs to. It's like getting close to Saki tier shit. Like,
I mean, there are a lot of
Hold
times
on,
where it
we've got-
hasn't worked out for her, but the times it has, of course,
Hmm.
make it very entertaining.
and Forso will bring it home with
Yeah,
this.
it will. She just has to hope that she doesn't draw the 1-so, but we'll see if that becomes an issue. Of course, Gengirl also hitting Tenpai on just the 1-4-mon, Riichi Pinfu.
So, Ivaki and Mandy both gonna be dodging landmines for the next few turns. Looks like,
3
unless
Tenpais this
the
turn.
3-sided weight.
Yeah,
or
the
three-way-
6-pin,
three-tile weight
9-pin,
anyway.
7-so, 4 Dora in hand. This could be absolutely huge for Ivaki if she can get this. Oh, and
You ever
even the
heard
Riichi
of
on top of it?
landmine mahjong? Good lord.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is
1,
horrifying.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hot tiles on the table
Ooh,
right
but that's
now.
gonna be a
One,
roan
so it's
for
not
Gengirl.
real, but that'll do it.
And that's on the wareme player as well, and it's Uradora.
Oh my lord. Now we're playing big hands mahjong. What does that put them at?
Okay.
Is that an overtake?
That is an overtake. That is, what is that? 84,100 for the apothecary. 80,000 being the average. So 84,100. And that puts 2 little dragons at 75,900.
Bud Pup refusing to leave the kitchen.
It seems like it. And
She
also,
must cook.
I think this is very funny. Like, when Bunpup was dealer, Gengirl remained the wareme player constantly. And now, Gengirl retaining her dealership, Bunpup is retaining the wareme. Well, never mind. Sorry. I forgot Ivaki had it last round. I know the round before it, Bunpup had it. Still, 2 rounds in a row, or not 2 rounds in a row, 2 rounds like that with Gengirl as dealer.
There's the trip
It is
nines.
definitely favoring the apothecary today.
Has Mandy had the wareme marker at all this entire game?
I believe so. I believe that she was the player who got it right after Gengirl. Yeah, because she had the dealer wareme. And speaking of Mandy, it looks like she has a pretty fast hand here. She is Ishanten. If she can find something in that 4-6-8 group, she'll be very happy. I don't think that 3 is gonna do. I don't know that that really does much for her. Because she could drop the 5
It
pin
opens
and then
up
look for
Ifei,
a
though.
pair. Well, no, because there's no. The Ifeiko's
It
not
opens
real.
Ifeiko.
Oh, Ifeiko. Okay, I see. It does open Ifeiko.
the zero Hani Pekko.
Yeah.
Ooh, we do see a pawn from Bunpup. This isn't going to be Tenpai. She is going to be going for all triplets, and if nothing else, this is putting a lot of pressure on her opponents. Seeing those 3 pawn calls while also having the wareme mark, everyone has to be scared. Even discarding the Dora as well, doing it. Like, I would be looking at this like,
Zawa,
there's
Zawa.
no way she's not in Tenpai.
Zawa.
Absolutely Zawa.
Haha! You fell for my trap and took the non-red 5. Haha! I don't know what I was. I don't know. It's always funny to me when somebody draws a red 5 and discards a non-red 5 and it gets taken.
Absolutely. No, whenever you're in that position where you're the one dropping the regular 5, it's like, okay, cool. At least I didn't drop the red 5 for them.
What's really funny is when you drop the regular 5 and then drop the red 5 on the next turn.
Yes.
And you're just like,
Everyone's just like imagining the opponents going like, oh, dang, I could have had that.
but then I guess the inverse Galaxy Brain play would just be not taking the first 5 and taking the second 5 instead.
Depends on the
Oh
situation.
yeah, no, that's real emotional damage. We pondering this north.
Everyone is
There it
so
goes.
close to Tenpai. Everyone is everyone Ishanten?
Let's see, we got
Well, no,
one.
sorry. Mandy, I think, was Ryan Shanten.
No.
Now Ishanten.
Ivaki's not quite Ishanten because of
Yeah,
the
she is.
current...
She could pick
Oh,
up
she
a
is?
6 pin, drop the 8 mon, wait on the 3-6 mon.
You're right.
We pull a pair. Where's it go? There.
Huh.
Keeping the pair. Probably just trying to, well, almost certainly trying to fold at this point with the
Yeah.
triplet of 9s. There was no real reason to discard that other
There
than
it is.
safety. Yeah, that's finally a
Alright.
Tenpai on the table, waiting on the red dragon. It's funny that we've only seen one so far, and it's in the discard. Nobody else is going to have any use for it. But if they pick it up this late, are they going to
Imagine.
see it as too dangerous to discard? Ooh,
There
that's
is a
Tenpai.
like
They
I think
dropped
there's like a
5.
20 I think there's is it a 25% or 12.5% chance that both red dragons are in the dead wall right now.
I have no clue. That's also Tenpai for Mandy, waiting strictly on the 7 mon. She could have taken a 5-8 wait. She might have just decided, okay, the 6 mon is half Suji to the 9s that are dropped. That's something. Don't want to play it too dangerous with 10 tiles left. And I can respect that. Yeah,
Oh!
we do see a con. Ooh, the Dora Bomb!
Dora bomb.
I love it when that happens.
I feel like there's got to be some math behind why Dora bombs are so common because it feels like they happen way more than I would expect them to.
I mean, I think that's just like looking for patterns where there are. Ooh,
There it is.
Good night,
okay.
Moon.
Oh.
Birthday paradox? I don't know if that's quite it. Is it? Does it actually?
I
Hold
got
on.
no clue.
No clue. However,
like-
I do know that they definitely extend their lead with that.
Oh, absolutely they do. So that is now, let's take a look here. That is that 100,700, I think? That looks right. Yes, I think.
Did you know opening your hand with absolutely no plan has a stronger effect when you're in the lead?
Yes, absolutely it does. And again, like,
I mean, no. I don't want it. No, hold on. I'm gonna defend Bun Pup on this one. She's got a pair of Souths. It's fine.
yeah,
is.
well, there is that too. But like, even if she didn't have it, would at least put pressure on the opponents to maybe look at
Yeah.
folding, maybe playing it safe.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say no plan on that one. There's actually a term for this that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's specifically a term for when you've got a pair of some kind of scoring tile and you're just waiting on the third one and you start making other calls in anticipation of getting the third tile.
Validated, because
Yeah.
there's the South.
It's more frequently than not comes out. That's something I learned from Light Pink Yoshi streaming with, or in a video with
Rocks.
Yusong on his
with
YouTube
Yusong.
channel. Not Rocks, Yusong.
58.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think, because more often than not, that third one is coming down.
Oh, you know what? It is still East, actually. So,
Well, no,
You know,
Bun
and
Pup
here-
South.
that's right.
yeah, no, Bun Pup is South.
Mhm.
So, and you don't have to worry about the threat of a double South. The South comes out a lot more easily.
Yeah, that's true too.
I like the way that Vaki's hand is shaping up here. It could be very, very fast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of so tiles that could help that shape out. Anything from 1 through 8, so anything except for 9 so could be useful.
Huh.
Calls Con on the west, trying to get some extra value, probably for Mandy, because Mandy is the wareme player.
Yep,
If she can call
and closed as
Riichi-
well.
Yeah, absolutely. If she can call Riichi here, that could be a very strong hand. We'll see if she can actually manage to get to Tenpai without opening up the hand. Not that I think that this hand would be one you would want to open, but I guess technically you could if you took like 5, 6, 7 pin and a 5, 6, 7 so. But you probably wouldn't want to. And again, especially now with the extra con on the table. Ooh, triplet of 1s for Gun Girl, dropping that 3. That makes the 9 pins much more likely to stay as a pair in her hand. For just a second, I was looking at Ivaki's hand, and I was like, oh, this has potential for a half flush. I didn't see the 6-mon call. It is not actually a half flush.
Nope.
Ooh.
That is just a toy, or at least we are hoping and praying for a toy.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, we
That
got
was a
the
solid pickup for
Chanta
Mandy.
cooking down here. Looks like.
Oh,
this
that's a
definitely
big
could be a
Chanta.
Chanta, yeah.
Maybe even a Junchan if it goes right. Well, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gonna be the Junshan.
There's no way that 9 so doesn't come out of Ivaki's hand. That's
Right?
spooky. That entirely. Do you drop it? That's the triplet you need.
That is a triplet.
I love you, Junchan.
Drop the 6-pin.
Wow.
Keeping the so tiles for a second. Maybe looking at
And
the
that
9
hits
is
for
like something to
Ivaki.
be able to.
That
maybe
was the
looking-
Dora bomb for Ivaki that just came out.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? I think there might be some credence to that birthday paradox. Like specifically getting the Dora bomb off the tile that you call Con on, maybe not, but okay. So what do we got? We got Junchan versus
Ooh, that's
don't-
Tenpai for bump up.
actually, now that I look at it, I don't know what Yaku Ivaki has.
Toy Dora 4.
Yeah. If she
Oh, okay.
can just call
5
Paul on the
actually.
then-
If she.
Yeah. And there you go, Tenpai on 2 terminals. If that 9 bamboo comes down, no,
The one time it was okay to discard the red 5.
I really
Vaki
think that
wanting to
9
pull
so is
onto
inevitable.
The 9 so just as something to possibly get a sneaky weight off of, I imagine. Of course, the 9s
There's
are
the green dragon.
typically able to come out pretty freely. But yeah, there's the green dragon. Will it get dropped for
But
Bun
it's
Pup?
Dora. That's gonna be the fold. Nope.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be the fold.
Oh.
Good
You-
call there.
Not
Oh,
even
you
a
know what
complete
Ivaki is
fold
like-
just yet, because there is still that 3-4-5. If she
Yeah,
draws
yeah.
like a 4-pin, then she could end up dropping the Hatsu still.
There's no way that 9-so doesn't come out, right? Or unless Avaki just, like, is out at this point.
I mean, the 9-so I think is a very
It's
strong
over.
tile to be able to wait on. I think that dropping the red 5 makes... Ooh, yeah, no, that's rough.
Yeah. Honestly, the cheaper dealing.
That is absolutely. So that's going to be plus
Now, True Circle, I do want to
5,200
emphasize,
for the
this is...
basket.
True Circle, I do want to emphasize, if you meant to, like, to close the whole thing, we gotta get to West 4.
We do
But
have
if
to
you
get
just
to
meant
West
that one
4.
game, then yeah. Then I get what you're saying.
Like, even if busted.
Yeah. Advancing board state will help, or advancing game state will help, but ooh, it's a long march.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a look here. Ooh, I have not been paying attention to who's dealer for a minute. Let's swap over here to Bunpop.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, Bunpop's hand is looking pretty solid. If she can find an 8-pin, she'll
This
be
is a
real happy.
Oh
Great
my
hand.
god.
Absolutely. And again, well, Bunpop's dealer, again, girl gets the wareme. This game is just like absolutely favoring giving dealer to one of these two and giving wareme to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Riichi 8-pin only.
Yeah? Okay. Waiting strictly on
They
the
are
Dora.
out there. I suppose. Yeah.
Well,
And we skip it.
nah.
Fair,
Nah.
I guess. Like, it doesn't really do anything other than retain the dealership. The Riichi puts pressure on opponents. It is going to still be possible to draw the tile. There are 2 remaining that we can see, and as far as Bunpop knows, there are 3 available.
And of course, self-drawing is just very funny.
Absolutely. Now Mandy's hand is looking pretty nice, I think. We got the 4-5 mon, 4-5 pin. We got a lot of so tiles that work pretty well together. That's very solid to work with. And then
Oh
Ivanka's
my
hand.
goodness.
Getting that 3-pin for that
That's-
1, 2, 3. What are you reacting to? Oh, the double Dora discard.
Yeah.
That's rough for Mandy.
Well then.
Oh, and Ivaki draws the last 8-pin.
Well,
So, Bunpop's
Well.
dream is dead.
Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate, but again, like, she doesn't necessarily have to win the hand as long as she's putting pressure on the opponents and keeping them from winning their hands. So, we'll see if they choose to fold, even though they don't actually have to. At least not from Bunpop. Maybe they will from Gengirl soon.
Behold, the hidden 5th Dora.
Bunpop
just
just
like
calls
that.
sumo and everybody at the table just starts tackling.
Mandy opening up her hand. She is gonna be able to call on Souths. Probably drop the 9-so, yeah, absolutely. Going for the 6-so South win eventual wait.
Does water may apply to payouts? Are you asking if it's either win or lose, it's double? In which case, yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, like, wait, Senpai payments.
No.
Yeah, no, not those. It is only for when a player wins a hand. Not for Tenpai, and not for, like, Riichi or anything like that.
Yeah.
We
Which
do
I was
see
surprised by the
Gengirl
first time
and
I saw it.
Tenpai waiting on the 7-so. Yeah, honestly, I wasn't entirely sure how wareme worked when I first was testing this. So I had to, like, play against some AI and just go, like, okay, is Riichi double value? are these extra payments at the end for being in Riichi, or for being in Tenpai extra value?
Oh,
And
well,
It's a small win, but it is something. Again, they don't need
Yeah.
much. They just need to extend the game. Shanomi from Gengirl.
we take those.
Absolutely 2,000 more points added to the pile.
Welcome to South
don't
2.
look now. Dealer wareme combo.
Mandy getting that again. Yeah, even though Two Little Dragons is now down to 52,000 points, if you have Dealer and Warime, that is an incredible combination for a comeback. And it looks like we're seeing the possibility of a Sanshoku here in Mandy's hand. I'm seeing the 2-3-4 Mon, the 2-3 Pin, and the 3-4 So, as well as the Red Dragon as well, so it doesn't have to be Sanshoku. We'll see if we can keep this hand closed as well, maybe get some Riichi action.
Very, very incentivized to hold that closed hand for sure.
They need as much value as they can get. Ooh, also looking at Gengirl's hand, this is looking solid. We have a lot of different groups and group setups in there that are all looking very, very nice. Bump Up has the South that she can call on, and a lot of other groups she can call as well. I imagine that we'll probably see an open hand from her just to try to move the game forward. And Ivaki, we have an all simples hand, it looks like. I'm sure that one pin is going to be dropping out very, very soon. All simples Dora. Not going to be the most valuable. Maybe she can hope to find the 7-so as well, with that being Dora. But I think right now she would more want her teammate with both the Dealer and the Warime combo.
I think you call that. Yeah.
For the Souths? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I meant the chi there.
I mean, I don't... Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit behind, I guess. I don't know. I really would have liked to have kept this hand closed and gotten that extra Riichi value. I think they really need to hope for something like that, but at the same time, I can understand it both ways, for sure. Wanting to just speed up the hand. That call, I think, was unnecessary, because now you have to force... Oh, never mind. I'm not thinking. I thought you needed one more group for whatever reason. Never mind, Mandy. Sorry. Not that you're listening right now. She is going to need the 4-pin, though, because there is no Ayako on the 1-pin.
We pray for 4-pin.
Absolutely. Alternatively, she could
I mean, even the one-han banger.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one-han banger on
Dealer Warame,
on the
that's
Warame
still 3,000
Dealer.
as opposed to 1,000. Gengirl's hand continues to be progressing nicely, it looks like.
Wait,
and we do have the 3-6-pin weight as well for Ivaki. Again, this is Tanya Nomi, or Tanya Dora, but no Riichi over there yet. I think that makes sense, not wanting to hit the teammate or like risk Furiten. It's always a risk that comes with Riichi in 2v2 that just doesn't exist in like standard 4-player mahjong.
Wait, but correct me if I'm wrong. Why is Ivaki? You should see Ivaki is like Tenpai, and then just passed Aron on the 3-pin on Gengirl.
I imagine trying to keep Tenpai so that trying to keep Tenpai for now to just like be able to win whenever later, while letting Mandy as the Dealer Warime combo possibly get a bigger hand or at least retain dealership. I can
some high-level tactics, if true.
Actually, yeah, that's a really good point.
Like, I don't even think that's an if true. I just think that that is just what Ivaki's doing. Ivaki here is one of the few people that I know does have 2v2 experience in this tournament. The two that I knew had that experience going in were Ivaki and Do. Ooh, and then we see the 6-pen coming out from the teammate. I'm sure Ivaki's... Ooh, hang on, Bun Pup. Oh, Ivaki, if Ivaki called Roam, that would have been head bump as well. And could have stopped that from happening. Oh.
Just super unfortunate.
That is. We now have 36,700 for those two. So let me mark that down.
Uh-oh, y'all, it's getting kind of dicey.
It really is. And again, especially when you hit low, I would say like 15,000, you really risk busting with wareme on.
You really risk busking. You just end up on the streets of LA and you're just asking for money, and it's a tough time for everyone.
Okay, Paul.
That's the tail of mahjong, baby.
You misspeak once.
I'm very funny. People like me.
People do like you. That is true. So let's see. That is going to be 13,300 plus 123,300, I think. That sounds right. Yeah, 123,000. No. 100.
The apothecary
just say?
brewing potions.
123,300, I think is correct. Yes, that should be. Yeah, with Wareme Riem, this you don't necessarily need the Yakuman. You need much less than you typically would. Of course, right now that's not too much of an issue with the teammate having Wareme, because the teammate's gonna know, like, hey, I should not kill my teammate. Most likely, they should know that. Sorry again, Paul. Ooh. And we do see the Riichi waiting on the 7-mon. I wonder if they're going to be able to get that. There are still 2 remaining in the wall somewhere. It's also going to be Tenpai for Gengirl waiting on the 2-mon, 5-mon. And it looks like... Well, hang on. Yeah, Mandy is Ishunten. Ooh. Okay. Dropping down from a 2-sided weight to the Tonki weight on the 3-mon, just for the extra value on the South Wind. Or now the extra value on the Red 5.
Yep. Pass the points back and forth forever.
Okay, yeah.
Incredible swap there, really.
Disables Ivaki Riichi. Now, because the teammates are winning off of each other, the points don't actually change much outside of just the Riichi call. But that does at least disable that Riichi that was on the table from the Wareme player. Speaking of Wareme, yet again we have Dealer Gengirl, Wareme Bun Pup. The game loves giving these reversed rolls. And Gengirl, of course,
something in the programming.
I think the little animation of the dice that it plays at the start of each round is loaded.
It definitely feels that way right about now.
We rigged the hell out of those dice.
It's funny that you say that, Rin Rabbit. When I first saw that there was Wareme in this tournament, I got like joke salty at Krona, and but the more I played it in this format, the more I realized that it actually makes sense because of the fact that the team play tends to make the game less volatile, since you're just 2 people playing against 2 people. The Wareme sort of increases the volatility back up to a point that it doesn't quite mitigate the 2v2 benefits, but it definitely it adds a new dynamic to it that you have to consider, which I think the extra complexity is good for this game mode.
Absolutely. What I love with it is that it makes teammates have to consider, like, okay, my teammate has wareme. Do I let them try to go for a big hand, or do I try to just go with a fast one and try to outspeed to keep them safe? Like in the last round, of course, we saw Ivaki just denying Rones because of trying to let Mandy win with wareme dealer. So it does add a lot of extra strategy to the game that I think is very, very interesting to see. It is definitely
It does force you to
swingy at
consider a lot
times,
more.
but
Oh yeah.
I think that
Yeah,
with this
sometimes it
format,
swings you
can
for
work.
32,000 points and makes your team bust out before. Is it gonna keep coming up?
Oh, and there's a sumo.
Oh.
Once
Ooh.
again.
Oh, you
Wait,
are a
I'm just-
little bit ahead of me, but yeah, Bump Up just hit Tenpai and immediately, right after, drawing the 4-pin. With the wareme, again, the wareme at this point doesn't much matter, but just continuing to move the game forward while stealing some more points from her opponents. It does also bring Mandy
Remember,
a little
any
bit
all
lower
last you
down.
see.
Yeah.
Remember,
this
all
is
last
fake
you
all
see is not fake all last. We are going to West 4 or until someone explodes.
Which Mandy is very close to exploding, and again has the wareme. This is a potentially huge chance for a comeback, but also a huge chance at losing right this round as well. We'll.
You know, I was just thinking to myself, it was kind of sad that Bun Pup hasn't had a chance to go for orphans yet.
Yeah.
And, look at Bun Pup's
Okay.
discards just now.
Sure, Bun Pup.
You'll notice neither of those. You'll notice neither of those are Sumogiri.
Listen.
Okay, never
If
mind.
I were in Bump Up's position, I would absolutely not be going for 13 orphans. However, I can never tell what Bump Up's going to be doing. I just nod and respect.
I simply
It's beautiful.
trust the plan.
Yep.
I'm going to go take a second to fix the scores real quick. So we have 31,500 for Two Little Dragons. Which means we have 128,500 for the Apothecary.
I'm telling you, the Apothecary has been brewing some potions to kill these dragons.
They absolutely have been, it looks like. They went. This is also,
These
I should
potions might be a
mention.
little too strong.
I should mention that this is a rematch because they played against Two Little Dragons as well in the winners for the winners finals. They played against them and lost there. So they're coming into this from the losers bracket from behind and saying, you know what, we are taking our victory. We are going for this again.
Have we been adjusting for the point difference from the winning bracket side of things?
Yes, we have been.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I started the match with them having with Two Little Dragons having more, and with
the points were
Apothecary
just
having
correct
less.
in game at the start.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's sick. I didn't even know you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
The
yeah,
point
Bungie
difference-
City's a good client.
both players from Two Little Dragons were plus 6,000 to start, and both players from the Apothecary were minus 6,000 to start. Also, I have not been paying attention to the game for just a second, and I am looking. I had to take just a second to look and see who was in Tenpai. We see Bun Pup here, who seemed at the start to maybe be going for 13 Orphans, already in Tenpai, waiting on the 2-pin, 9-pin. Ooh.
Mandy get a chase.
Yeah, Mandy has taken her chance at a comeback. We could see something big here. Right now it's just Riichi Nomi, but of course, anytime that you have Riichi, there's always the chance of Ipatsu, of Tsumo, of Uradora. So we'll see if she can manage to actually get some extra value here. Even if
Hey,
not, it's
Vaki,
at
how this tile's
least
looking?
something. Ooh, hang on. Yeah, looking at Avaki's hand, I wasn't even paying attention. The possible 13 orphans? What do we have going on here? The 3-pin would deal into Mandy Dax, who would then be Furry 10 if she doesn't take it. And it wouldn't change the score total. I think that if Ivaki does drop those 3 pins, it's probably a bad idea for Mandy to call it, but we don't see that happening. I don't think. I'm sure that Bunpup's probably, Bunpup's just taking this.
No reason not to.
Absolutely moves the game forward. Denies another Riichi. Denies that comeback
And takes
chance.
a stick from Andy.
Absolutely. That's 129,500 and 30,500 now.
Man.
Ivaki and Mandy are just slowly whittling down on points now. Or getting whittled down on points, I should say. They're no longer taking massive hits like they were at the start, but these hands that just move the game forward, it's hard to deal with. Dropping the red 5 and the
if I was Mandy and Avaki after those 3 calls, I would be tilted out of my fucking mind. Okay, Mandy's.
Oh. I have to wonder what Bunpup is going for with dropping the 4-mon and the red 5-mon. I mean, I guess the 5 was alone originally, but I think that early, I absolutely would have. I absolutely would have kept that, not even just because it's a red 5, because you don't need that value, but just as like a nice tile to build off of. I think that early on, it's probably more efficient than the 1-2 shave, I would think. We do see an early Riichi from Ivaki here. Gengirl and Bunpup were probably just calling tiles thinking like, hey, if we just call tiles, we can speed this up before they get a chance to call Riichi, but Ivaki proving them wrong. And that Forso could easily come out of Bunpup's hand if she pushes.
That could come down actually.
It won't
Very
be
likely to.
super big, but Riichi Dora is something.
Instead decided to discard the much safer 7-pin zoo. I say sarcastically if it's not clear.
Still plenty somewhere.
Absolutely. We only
Well,
have
Bunpup.
1 Forso on the table right now. 3 more are in the wall somewhere. Admittedly, Mandy and
right
Gengirl
there.
can both use... Well, you're a little bit ahead of me. Oh, yeah, the Tsumo. Okay. Ooh. Okay.
I don't know what the
hang
fuck just
on.
happened.
Huh. Probably not wanting to lower Mandy's points any more than she has to with the Tsumo, but I don't know. When your opponents have wareme, I think you just take the Tsumo here. It doesn't kill Mandy. And it's not like Mandy here has a big hand either. It's just Hatsunomi. So I'm surprised to have seen that Forso go. Mandy does take it and at least get some points back.
Time
Do
to
you
get
think we should
something.
do you think we should all restart spectating really quick so we can get on sync?
I should probably at least do it on my end, so that way, it's probably caught up a little bit more. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Yet again, we see Mandy with the dealer wareme.
The game is trying to give her so many chances.
It really is. And
They're
again,
making up for it.
Wareme justifying itself more and more as time goes on.
I definitely think so. If Mandy could find, well, a 3-pin would be fantastic for her, just to be able to get the Dora. Though now she'll probably just end up with Haku Nomi, I would imagine.
Well, she could work towards the zero Han Ipeko.
Yeah, she could work towards
True.
a zero Han Ipeko.
Ipeko.
Of course, that would mean that she would need a pair somewhere else, probably in the 2-6-7 Mon, if that were to happen, which I don't think that's likely. I think the 2 Mon's gonna go. I think if she draws a 3, then the 3 pin, then the 2 pin's gonna go. Oh, we do see the possible Sanshoku. It's not a great Sanshoku because it does require getting the last 1 pin to work, or alternatively getting a 6 Mon as the pair.
Ooh. All right. This is turning kind of Chanta-ish.
It is.
Smells like Chanta.
Ooh, and I'm also taking a look at Gen Girl's hand over here. The Chinitsu real?
Oh my
yeah, the
goodness, it
Chinitsu
super
is
is.
real.
Hello? Oh, that's going to be funny.
With the red 5? That's
Andy?
Hanemon.
Andy, don't draw that.
So Bunpup has 2 of the tiles. Oh wait.
Yeah, there's still 1 more 9-so remaining that we don't see anywhere yet. So anybody could draw that. Unless it's in the dead wall. Ooh, okay, hang on. Gengirl upgrading her weight from the 9-so to a 3-6 weight.
Just smelling it in the hand across from her.
I think with all these calls on the table, we don't worry, if we were Mandy, about going for the Chanta. We don't worry about any sort of extra value here. I think Hakunomi would be perfectly fine. Try to rush this hand before Gengirl's, what would look like a Honitsu to me, would finish. Of course, we know it's a Chinitsu, the full flush. Just try to finish this hand as dealer before either of the other 2 can manage to finish theirs.
Well, that 5-so has got to look a little sus for Bunpup.
That definitely does.
Do you put it down and
looking at
potentially
Mandy's
put your...
discards.
No.
Because yeah, if we look at Mandy's discards here, there hasn't been a single So tile. So players could look at that and go like, oh, she might be going for So Honitsu as well. A little bit.
And also,
less
if they're
likely
paying
with
really
one
close
people.
attention... Also, if they're paying really close attention, Gengirl started discarding Genbutsu basically the moment they discarded that last. So, oh, well.
No, I think Gengirl doesn't worry
Fascinating
so much
swap
about
there.
Genbutsu and is just trying to go for efficiency, trying to outspeed. I wasn't sure if Mandy might keep the 4-pin and try to wait on the Dora for the extra value. I do think it's, again, better here not to, just because of trying to outspeed these other 2. Of course,
So
she
worth
would
noting,
love to
actually, I
play.
just realized Gengirl is actually waiting on a single tile right now, I believe. Because all the 3s are dead. 2 are in her hand, 1's in Mandy's hand, and 1 is in discards. And then for
Ooh.
6, well, no longer relevant.
Ooh, that is gonna deal into Mandy. It's again not a big hand. She is dealer, so she gets to retain her dealership. She is the wareme player, so this is gonna be 3,000 points instead of 1,500. She's just happy to have completely denied the Chinitsu.
Also buying their team a little bit longer, an extra rounds to try and catch up some more.
Absolutely. Who has Warren?
It's going to take a
Bunpup has
real
Warren.
miracle at this point, but they are praying
Bunpup
for
gonna
it.
do with this hand?
But remember, with the power of wareme, anything is possible.
Absolutely.
Mandy actually has pretty good shapes right now, all things considered. I'm really hoping Mandy finds a way to get this into Tenpai for just about anything, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know she definitely would love to, especially if she can manage to keep the hand closed with Riichi. Any extra value that she can find here would be incredible for her team. We do see her keep
Every hand
drop
that's
the 5
progressed.
and keep the 6s as a pair. The 5-6 is such a versatile shape that I'm not so sure if that's how I would have played it. But hey, it could definitely work out. Like if she just draws a 4-pin and an 8-mon, of course, then that doesn't matter.
I took the 9-mon here. Excuse me. Nope. Oh,
No,
fuck me.
I think the 9-mon is the 9-mon is a very useful tile right now, of just being able to let you use the 8.
Oh, that's fair. Oh, you know what? I saw another one of the tiles wrong. That was actually okay.
I imagine here from Andy, we're probably seeing the 8. Oh, no, now we do see the 9-mon discard. This is actually starting to look like an all simples hand now that I look a little bit more at it. Probably dropping the 8-9 pin out soon. In fact, if she had kept the 5-so, we could have even been looking at a possible Sanshoku. But that 5-so is out. She would have to draw another if she wants that chance. Oh, that would have been 4, 5, 6 for both Mon and So if she had kept that 5.
Unfortunate backfire, but such is mahjong.
Such is mahjong. That is bound to happen. So Bump Up looks like she is absolutely going for Tanya Dora. Her hand has progressed massive. Ooh, we are seeing a con here. She had a 7 and a triplet of, or a 7 and a quad of 8, so it could have been like a 7 and 8 and a triplet of 8s. That would have been a very, very nice group, but getting the con.
Please,
that's Bump
that's a
Up
con
style.
for small points. That's a con for small points. You want them foo.
I mean, really, she would love... I mean, they don't need value. Again, they do not need value here. Right now, they have a very solid lead. But it does not seem at all in Bump Up style to go for speed over value. It is value, value, value. Go for the biggest plays you can at any opportunity from what I have seen over the last few days. Ooh, and we do see a Riichi from Mandy. I'm sure... Yeah, there it is. So Tanya Riichi waiting on the 4-pin, 7-pin. Not too worried about missing the possible Sanshoku with the 4, 5, 6 because she managed to get the complete group of 6s there. It's still, technically a value loss from that, but like that is, just to be able to complete that group, that is solid. She is, I'm sure, very, very happy. Ooh, we see the 5-mon call from Bun Pup. She is now in Tenpai waiting on the 8-mon. So Tanya, Dora 2.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh, was there a deal in?
No, just 2 whites.
Oh, okay. Well, there were 2 whites.
I guess,
but also
yeah, the other one was showing on the
Tanya.
board, so.
Yeah.
And is she gonna deal in? No.
Okay.
Gonna go for the double-sided weight. Yeah.
Makes sense.
The double pawn weight.
So we have 2 4 7s now. Again, this tournament does have head bump.
Oh.
So if Gengirl or Ivaki drops either their 4s or 7s, which I think right now Gengirl would be the most likely to, the 4s look pretty well squared away in Ivaki's hand. But if either of them do drop them, then Bun Pup is going to be taking it. Ooh, yeah. Oh, hang on. No. Ivaki does not take that, wants to let Mandy retain dealership if at all possible. I didn't even notice that Mandy had already dropped the winning tile for Ivaki the turn before as well. But Ivaki, I'm sure, is just at least happy to be in Tenpai here with 3 tiles remaining.
Deft deal and dodging from all the players here.
Yeah, everyone's just immediately dodged every single deal and on every opportunity. It's like been insane how locked in these players are.
Oh, 100%. Like, my heart has been like beating anytime that anyone has to discard anything. Just like, are we gonna see this discarded? Are we gonna see that discarded? What's coming out here? So Ivaki does actually leave Tenpai as well. I didn't notice her doing that just a second ago, but just it makes sense, you know. The 1500, it's not worth it if you deal in.
Exactly.
Ivaki now with the wareme, so she has a chance for extra points, and Mandy as dealer has an extra chance, has a chance for extra points as well. Also,
Mandy gonna keep the pedal to the floor there on that one.
Yeah. And Mandy starting with a pair of the Easts and also Adora. Like, this hand isn't looking the most valuable, but it is going to be a hand to retain dealership. And 2 Han is nothing to sneeze at. It's a perfectly fine hand. It might not be like the most solid thing in the world, but it is completely respectable.
It's a good hand. It's a good hand.
Let's see, that is going to be 33,600 for when I fix scores. Did that really change by 100 points at some point? Yeah, I guess so.
Honda moment.
Oh, because there's also a Riichi on the table. Wait, hang on. Riichi was from... The Riichi was from Ivaki. 3,600... Whatever, I'm just leaving the scores like this for a second. For the scores on my overlay, I normally have not been keeping track of like the Riichi sticks that are on the table. So I don't want to just like add that in there and then forget whenever I'm doing my calculations in a second. So if the scores are going to be slightly wrong from what they were, that's fine. And obviously we do have the Riichi from Bunpup waiting on the 8-mon White Dragon. Well, I was gonna say turn 3 Riichi, but like with all these calls that Mandy has had, it only looks like a turn 3 Riichi from those discards. Everyone else, obviously, turn 6.
Both the White Dragons still available. Ivaki sitting on one of those 8-mon zoo, the other one's still floating out in the wind somewhere.
And Mandy could very easily hit Tenpai as well if she can pick up a 2-pin, 5-pin, 3-cell, or a pair in any of those tiles that she has.
Just gotta draw it.
You just gotta draw it. Ivaki was probably thinking for just a second on the 8-mon as a possibility.
And it feels like the moment Genbutsu runs out,
Oh no, man.
Is this it?
Is this the one? Yes, it is.
Is it? Is that big enough?
Are you sure?
Oh, the Dora. I don't think that's big enough.
It's not enough. No, it's not enough. What are you?
Yeah,
what?
no.
Okay.
Because Mandy didn't have the wareme that round. Ivaki
Calm.
Oh my lord.
So 2,500
so
points
close. So close to hitting the 100k crossover.
It would be fun to see a 100k bomb before the end.
2,500.
West games are scary, aren't they?
They absolutely are. Also, we only have
mahjong
2 rounds remaining. I should be focusing on Gangirl real quick. 25,000. What's 160 minus 25? 135. There we go. Okay. So currently it's 25,000 to 135,000. Ooh, hang on. I was too busy looking at scores. I didn't see what Gangirl had going on in her hand. This is looking spicy. All triplets with the wind. You got the Doras as well? She does not need the value, but I'm sure she's not turning her nose up at it. Meanwhile, hang on. Look at Mandy's hand with wareme.
Yeah, I see it.
I mean, what else
It's-
can Mandy do?
No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
just send it.
but
It's only 8 at this point.
sure. I mean, 5 away is still perfectly fine. Like, that's where I typically look at maybe starting 13 orphans. Usually it doesn't work out. It's probably not going to work out for Amanda here, but...
Given that there's 2 Easts on the board. Now a 3rd green dragon, so it's looking
Yeah.
very bad.
That is actually very bad. It is still possible, though, and if we do manage to
Theoretically.
see it, then that would be a huge,
That's
huge,
the 3rd
huge
white
swing in
dragon,
our
so
favor.
white dragon is not going to be the pair at least.
Uh-oh.
Of course, though, we do have to
Seeing
worry
However-
about
Tenpai.
Gengirl being in Tenpai, 2mon, 5 so.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
We will.
Oh, I
talk
can't go
to
in here.
Whoa.
You can.
Hold on,
we
hold
will
on,
talk
hold on.
to you actually in just a little bit, because we are still watching the game. We are 5 minutes behind,
Oh my god.
but I will want to talk to y'all after.
Okay.
If y'all are.
Well, I
up
wonder
for
what
it,
that
which I
means.
can assume. Well, I mean, it could literally mean anything because, like, this is West 3 that we're looking at. We know that West 4 is very soon. Now we have some guesses, but
No, my heart is full of whimsy. I believe in anything. I see Santa Claus on the horizon. God.
I'm surprised
will
that
it
this
go?
2mon 5 so just
There it
has
is.
not shown up yet for Gengirl.
Funny enough,
But-
I actually just started looking at the stream to see where I'm at and what to react to.
And that's going to
Oh.
be dead.
Well then,
Yeah, as soon as I
That's
say
absolute
something,
death.
of course she just draws it herself.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything to ruin the surprise.
Oh no!
Well-
Oh, with the wareme, that
Fortunate.
kills.
It's a good mechanic. I'm really. It's a really important part of the tournament.
It really is.
I'm actually. I'm half joking, but I
Yeah.
really am actually impressed with how it ended up going. I'm also hyping it up more specifically to fuck with Ren Rabbit, who is disappointed with it in chat, and I think it's very funny.
Yeah,
Fair,
Ren.
understandable. But since we have you two here, how did you two feel?
Hi.
It seemed like you put up a hell of a fight at least.
Oh gosh, it was just like I couldn't draw anything worth anything.
You were
That's just
trying.
how it goes sometimes. Yeah, no, we were watching your perspective a lot, just like you kept getting
Yeah.
dealer wareme, and we kept going, this could be the comeback, this could be it, and it just
Yeah.
could never happen.
Never happened.
Oh,
We
Yeah,
were
it was-
opposites too, so I couldn't like feed you.
I will agree with Ren that like when my partner calls Sumo and I have Warame dealer and I end up giving more points away than my two opponents combined, it does feel a little bad, but
I still feel
That's
bad
very
about that, by
fair.
the way.
well, like you know, it's like you don't think about it.
Yeah. I was like, hey, this might give us a net benefit. Oh no.
this is
Yeah.
a format that was very new to everyone. Like, for the couple of you, I know you, Avaki, have some 2v2 experience. For the couple of you with 2v2 experience, I don't think you've had the experience with Wareme,
No.
which can
Yeah, I
really
never
change
played
a
that tournament.
lot of the strategy.
Yeah, we were calling it the bomb in the match chat. It was like, oh no,
Yeah.
I have the bomb now.
That's
No,
quite funny.
that's
I like that.
understandable. Like, it's definitely a
Oh,
bomb
you're like,
in some degree, whether it's going off on you or going off on your opponents.
yeah,
Or
it's
going
like
off on your teammate.
it's
Yeah.
like I'm like, oh hey, you know, you're supposed to throw the bomb.
Toss it at them. Don't hold it.
Don't hold on to it.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, Bun Pup Gang Girl were just on today, and like
Mm.
they were doing those baby hands when they knew they were so far ahead and just to
Oh, that's
advance the game.
unfortunate. The bomb, when you mentioned the bomb, that was actively
Yeah.
uh letting her know when you had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm. But it
Ugh.
was still an incredible game all around.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
It
Yeah.
definitely
I'm glad I was able to make
was.
it. I was actually caught up in a ladder match right before this, so I'm glad I was able to make it for this.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Yeah. And of course, big GGs and big congrats to the Apothecary, Gengirl, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bunpop.
Major congrats
Also,
on the 2v2 champions, the Apothecary.
Woo!
Yeah.
Lavender Gengar,
would
of
like to
course, in
point
chat.
out.
Hello.
The
Oh,
strongest
there.
emotions out
Yeah,
there.
like also fucking. What about that comeback from when Gen almost busted right at the beginning?
Yeah. We were talking about
Yeah.
actually, there was this one point where because of a Riichi on the table, the points were evenly tied if somebody won that
Yeah.
hand. Um
Mm-hmm.
so we were thinking about like what are we going to do if this ends in a tie with somebody busting.
Yeah.
And I'm
Which
both
which
kind of
almost
glad that
happened.
it didn't happen because
Yes,
of
that's
trying
right.
to figure it out.
Bun was Tenpai for a massive hand, and
Yeah.
if Gengirl dealt in, it would have ended the game and put both teams at exactly 80,000 points.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was over here at the desk like, you have the chance to do the funniest possible
Yeah.
thing right
Yeah.
now.
Like
Well, we
part of
were
me was
talking
like
about it. I'm like,
worried.
what do we do? Just restart the match or
That's what I was saying. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like you
yeah.
shake
just play that
hands
again.
and say
I
everyone
would have come in and
wins?
said, "Hey, I think y'all got to restart."
Yep.
It would
It's
have been
like,
incredible.
I think if it had happened later in the match, I
Krona,
think
we
you
soft locked
That
it.
would have been a hard like, okay, I think we got to reschedule this
I
one.
yeah,
Well,
I think if it happened later, either it would have had to been a reschedule or
Yeah.
you just call it and say it's a tie, everybody wins.
well, no.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends on,
No?
of course, the schedules for the finalists. Um, because this was very much up to them about when this took place. But I think that what we could have done then is that if it happened very late, we could have maybe settled it with a South game if they would have been up for that. Um, Tried it that way. Of course, if not, reschedule then. But it didn't
Yeah.
happen, so luckily I don't have to worry about that.
We
Just
could we
silly
could
little
have had it.
hypotheticals.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Technical
something to
principle.
consider for
Hmm.
next time. That is theoretically possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have your rules have to encompass all possibilities.
I mean, it's
Oh,
definitely going to be in the mind because of this. Um,
yeah.
so thank you for bringing it to my attention. um,
You know, it takes 1,000 games to find 1/10 of every edge case.
That's true.
it
Oh,
does. It
hey, I forgot
I
we
does.
had
also
that.
just entirely made that up, but you know.
I forgot
No,
we
you're
had that
right.
12,000 point advantage. Is that enough?
No,
That
you
was
two
factored in.
Yeah, you two
No.
started with the 12,000 point advantage. If you noticed the scores early on, you had, I believe, 86,000 each, whereas both of the apothecary
Oh, that's what
members.
that was. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I
You
started
included
you with
that.
We did.
with a higher value. Yes.
I totally did not notice.
But
Okay.
even then, unfortunately, the scores are uh, this that would not be enough to make up the difference here.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Tells you how on my game today I was.
I mean, Payne is just trying to focus on the rest of the match itself. You have a lot of just like you have a lot of different stuff to focus on already. Plus, it's the
Mhm.
finals, so there's extra pressure. Like, it makes sense not to look at that immediately. You're used to starting with even values. You're just gonna assume that you're at even values. At least as far as
Well,
the game is considered.
now that we've determined the winner, Doe, you can reveal yourself now. The grand finals start right now.
uh,
Reveal
this
yourself.
is not true. This is not true. This is
Yep,
not
nope, it's
sponsored by
happening.
Aubrey Incorporated here at Channel
Nah,
Crota.
Is Doe
Doe's
the
too busy.
BBGE that we didn't know about?
Doe's too busy getting fucking married or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
imagine.
Holy
Kinda cringe.
shit.
Imagine being married. Congratulations, Doe.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, no, never
congratulations,
mind. I
Doe.
thought. Wait, hang on. Is she getting married, or because I thought she was already married? Were they just like?
Well, I think it's official today.
Okay.
Wait,
Is
hold
it
on.
today?
I'm going to forward you this in very
congratulations.
important context.
Let's take a look at what
I
Nana's
think
sending
I
me.
think we need to get
Oh,
Doe a
okay,
mahjong
yeah.
set.
Does Doe not have a mahjong set?
Oh, we have
Doe's
lots
gonna
of
Good
mahjong
question.
sets.
Doe's gonna get another mahjong set.
I mean, hey, I think most anyone into mahjong is always down to have more mahjong sets. Whether you have one, whether
Ren,
you
if
have
you
50.
want to, Ren, I brought this up, and the idea of doing a bracket reset for a fucking mahjong game just seems a little excessive. I think
Yeah,
the
and
points advantage is the way to go.
it's casual. There's no prizes or anything.
There is a prize. You get
There
a special role in a semi-private Discord server.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a,
Get
it's
ban
a
immunity
very
for
Why would
exactly
it
one
tried
infraction.
harder?
I think that was a really good prize I got from the other mahjong server. I have one ban immunity.
Well, when you have it, you're like, I'm gonna use this.
You
I
can't
don't see a
easily
reason to
ban the
use it, but
champion.
like it's there.
No. Yeah.
Actually,
That feels symbolic, right?
Would it be like potions in game where you're like, I'm gonna save this
I'm just like, you do.
for a time when I really need to use it.
Honor is the greatest prize and deserving of the respect of a bracket reset. All right, are we running the bracket reset? Is it happening?
we are
Ren
not running the
has,
bracket reset.
Well,
We can, however, run
Ren
a
has opinion.
game.
hey, y'all want to play mahjong?
Maybe.
could play
Maybe
mahjong.
at some point.
Maybe at some point.
But
Ugh.
first, I do have to. Let's go ahead give
Thanks.
Gengirl and Bundle their amazing prize of this role in the Discord server. You two, congratulations! You are now listed as 2v2 champions. Let
Congrats.
me do this.
I don't know if you can hear my clapping, but I'm clapping.
I'm trying to clap into the mic, but I think I'm attenuated, so clap, clap, clap.
Unfortunately, the claps
Just
are
imagine,
not being picked up.
Finally,
Imagine
we
the
do need.
applause.
Finally, we do need to thank our sponsors, Half Price Books. Founded in 1972 in Dallas, Texas, Half Price Books is your premier place for all used books at good prices. They've also got board games as well. Go check them out. Find your local Half Price Books online at
Aw, heck
google.com
yeah.
for more information.
Paul, what is this?
Fonzie?
They paid me $50.
Oh, dude, 50
I have
bucks
a
is 50
very
bucks.
important question.
Yeah.
What's up?
I didn't tell you.
Does Half Price Books sell mahjong sets?
They might.
They should.
Worth checking out. You can go to halfpricebooks.com for more information.
Thank you for the sponsor, Reed Bonzi.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I've got a plug if we're doing that.
Yeah, tell us about your gamer supplements or whatever.
Yeah, no, here's my gamer supplement of supporting the LGBT community with my
Oh.
Pride Month charity tournament
Yes,
on
absolutely.
June 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time with absolutely free
Yes.
sign up and over $500 of prizes, sponsored by Riichi City and hosted on Riichi City. Please click through the link posted in the Twitch chat for more information. Fill up the registration, join the Discord, and even if you don't want to play in the tournament, you can always donate and support. We are running this charity for the Trevor Project, which has helped a lot of friends of mine and a lot of people in the LGBT community at large. So please consider coming to check it out, donate, spread the word, and do what you can. Happy Pride.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And I want
yeah.
to second that because like this is an absolutely this is a very, very cool tournament that I'm very excited for. being ran by Irie in our server, and Nano, of
Mhm.
course, is helping out with it. I am absolutely looking forward to this, and I have it on screen right here as well, so you don't have to look in the Twitch chat necessarily. Of course, it helps. Registration down here is that
more
one you do
paths.
actually have to go to the Twitch chat for, I guess. Hmm.
Finally,
Yes,
we're
actually.
sponsored. And finally, we're sponsored by viewers like you. Thank you.
True.
What were you gonna say?
Sorry,
Sorry.
if I may.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
will also provide the Blue Sky link for those who do not have a Twitter or anything. Did that link properly?
It did.
Looks like it.
Yep, looks
Boom.
good to me.
Okay, there we go. It's fixed. Unless that works, but I don't know. Here's a prettier link. But yeah, there you are for the Blue Sky link as well.
Oh yeah.
If anyone needs to see it, nanomachiner.bsky.social, or nanomachiner on X.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
never
you can
calling
find
it
that
that.
information there. But
It no longer deserves the name of Twitter.
Shitter.
But
I think
Rona,
that was
thank
the
you so
first
much for
time.
hosting.
Anytime.
Sorry,
Well, maybe
go
not
ahead.
anytime. I am very happy to have hosted this. It was incredible, like all the way through.
Yeah.
But also what I was gonna say was, I think this is the first time that I've actually called it X, and I felt a little bit of my soul dying.
Yeah.
I have never
I saw
not
people.
called it Twitter.
I saw people calling it shitter, but it's XHITTER.
I do see
Jitter.
that a lot.
I kind of like that one.
Hang on, I have a new domain redirect to buy.
Shitter.horse.
Shitter.horse. Hell yeah.
Shitter.org. Oh my goodness. Thank you all for making this a really, really fun tournament and night.
Likewise. Hey,
Yeah.
Cora,
Oh no.
Yeah, what's up?
when are we doing this again?
I see. That's a good question.
Same time next week?
No, absolutely not. I really do want to run this again at some point. Maybe not necessarily this specific like format as it already is. I might want to change some things up. It could definitely happen in a few months. Like I might be up for it again then. We'll have to see.
I have some thoughts about the existence of wareme in this format, which is to say, keep it and turn on local Yaku.
What kind
Okay.
of degenerate activity is that? I'm not with that.
And add another Akadora.
I think I gotta go.
If you're being serious, Nano, thank you for joining. Regardless, thank you for
No,
joining.
I'm kidding.
I honestly, okay, so we play a lot of friendlies in our server with local Yaku on. So I really, really thought about leaving those on. I was like, with wareme, I just don't know. But
Yeah.
hey, if I'm being encouraged,
No, I think it'd be a bit much.
then maybe. Well, no,
No,
I'm sorry. You
I'm
can't take
joking.
it
I'm
back.
joking.
You
I
can't
think
take
it would be too
back.
much. Yeah, okay, that's fair. The issue is the one thing that Modsoul has over Riichi City, if I remember correctly, is that you can't turn on and off individual local Yaku.
No,
you know what?
can't
Yeah, that's an
either.
extremely good point. But...
You can't in either? Oh, I thought you
don't think you
could
can.
in one of them.
No,
I know you can't.
No, it's like all of them or none of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, rip. Never mind then.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, wait, can you do that? No.
Like, if you literally just turned on Tsubame Gaishi and nothing else, I'd be happy.
Yeah, you love Tsubame Gaishi.
It's funny.
But thank you again, both for everyone watching, for all of our participants, whether you were here for the finals, whether you played earlier matches over the last couple days. Every single game that we watched was incredible in its own right. I was so happy to see all of these. So thank you all for just making this an absolutely incredible and unforgettable experience.
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10. Genuinely, this was a lot of fun. I'm really grateful for you to host it.
And,
Yeah, hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
and thank you, Avaki and Mandy, as well, for putting on such a great game tonight. I know it didn't go necessarily in your favor, but this was a really cool rematch to watch between you two.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was what's the word I'm looking for? Intense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was
It
certainly intense. I
seemed
could
like
see
it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And I was yelling at Bun Dog to stop getting good hands.
Uh, Bun,
Like, just stop.
Bun Pop's luck with just like they always, or she always seems to just go for the biggest hand she can possibly go for,
Mhm.
regardless of any sort of efficiency. And the fact it works out as
Mhm.
often as it does kills me, and it's incredible to watch. I any game with Bun Pup has been they've been some of my favorite games to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It was just utterly thrilling. I was on the edge of my seat the entire Westchon.
Oh, extremely same. Um, did y'all get nervous at all seeing the fake all last?
Um, no,
No.
actually, because I remember you specifically saying in chat, "All last is a lie," and I remembered that, and I was like, "Okay, we're still in."
I am glad that y'all remembered that. I made sure to say it beforehand, but also, I think that it's one thing to see somebody say that, and another thing in match to just see all last pop up, and immediately that one part of your brain go, "Oh no."
Yeah. Nah. I remember what you said.
Okay, y'all kept your chill a lot more than I would have.
Yeah.
But thank you again, everyone. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream here. Um,
All right.
but again, everyone made this an absolutely incredible time. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for playing. Um, we'll see you
And
again in the
thank you
next
for
tournament, whenever that is.
Yeah.
soon TM.
Until next
Soon
time.
TM. And it sounded like
Soon
you were
Thank
gonna
you,
say something
Corona.
there for a second, Vaki.
Oh yeah,
Thank
I
you
was
for. You go.
yeah. Okay. Just like thank you for making this happen. Like
Mhm.
holy shit, this was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. It was great to be here.
Yeah.
I am really glad that everyone else seemed to have just like enjoyed this as much as I did. Um it's just been so much fun. Oh, but take care everyone watching at home. I am going to go ahead and end the stream. Good night,
All
y'all.
right.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, gamers.